staff meeting is now in session. Ms. Gary, if you please take roll.
If I only had an agenda.
Do you need to borrow
Emily,
mine?
Emily Pearson.
Present.
Joe Cox.
Present.
Jacob Everett.
Present.
Dennis Johnson.
Present.
Eric Hayden.
Present.
I've got one somewhere.
Clear quorum with all members present. Moving along, number one, town council. Anybody have anything for town council?
Do we want to talk, where's the letter?
The letter is in water, wastewater.
Okay.
Nothing in town council. Moving along to plan. Mr. Strong, do you have anything? Wasn't on the agenda, so.
No, I think everything should be under project coordinator decisions.
All right. Moving along to fire, lateral transfer language. Chief, you want to step up so we can chat? So you just want to give everybody a little background of this scenario. I know we've discussed and approved this in principle.
Yeah, so I just wrote it in a form of like a policy, so we would have a policy that would actually address this. So
Who
we could actually
approved this? I'm
reference
so
it.
sorry.
We did.
When? All of this?
Months ago.
Okay,
October
well, not
6th, October
this?
16th.
Yeah,
I
October
didn't see
16th.
it until,
It's never been written down. That was
Okay.
the problem. Nobody ever actually wrote
because
it
I
down.
have questions and concerns about it.
Okay.
Ask.
Question, starting,
Do we have a copy of it?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I sent it to everyone.
thank you.
Must be with Ronald's agenda.
Yeah, right.
We're not going to let up on you.
I don't think so. Man, okay.
So Rhonda, just to refresh you on this is a discussion we had about getting laterals to come in because
Right,
they weren't going to
right.
start at a new hire.
Correct, not at their starting pay, and so we did not start them, we started them at the lateral. My question is about, then when are they eligible for pay increases? Because the others start, even though they're laterals, they don't get their, if they hired in at 4-year, then in 2 years, they don't get bumped to 6 years, they have to start, their time starts with Cicero for longevity and increases as a Cicero hire. Plus, they have to complete the 60,
Probation.
yes, probationary period.
Okay.
So that was my understanding, but I don't know what your,
So the meeting, if you go back to the meeting, you can watch it on the October 16th meeting. We talked about they would be longevity, vacation pay,
PTO.
PTO pay time would start from their actual time they were bringing with them. So they would be considered an employee of that standing, starting when they start.
that's not how police is either.
Well,
They're
we're a
laterals.
completely different thing
Oh, I
because
get
this was
that.
this
They're all
was a
public
new
safety, though,
process that
and-
we
but-
put in.
This is what we had to do.
This is
to
something
track
we
laterals.
had to prove to hire the new people.
So their longevity, when does it start?
So longevity was the only thing that did not apply to, that started at 0 of all things. So on the day,
So
of day one,
longevity's-
they started for Cicero, they would start their longevity.
Okay.
All of the benefits with accrued time would be as if they had started when they start, with the time they brought with them.
With the time they brought with
So
them?
that's why the perf time is the easiest way to figure it, is when did their perf date start wherever they were hired originally.
Right,
And then
okay.
you could say, so if somebody came in with 3 years that day, you would treat them as move their start date 3 years back to when their perf time started. And then we can calculate all benefits based off of that, except for longevity. That was the one thing that we talked about, that longevity would be considered time with the town of Cicero. But it's basically just sick pay, vacation
Oh,
time,
that's a lot.
and pay.
Okay.
Say that again, sick time, PTO, and
Vacation.
salary
Salary.
is all basically based on
Lateral.
their lateral history.
Which in the private sector would all be negotiable items, you know. It's a relevant topic, and honestly, I mean, if I were any of these guys, I wouldn't come in if I was gonna start back baseline either. So, I mean, it's something we have to do to compete without raising salaries.
And there is so much competition now in the area.
Yep. I mean,
So
no
can we
one
make
knows
this
about-
effective now? I don't want to go back and pay them from back in October.
They've all been paid on the right pay scale.
Okay,
They are all,
good
the
enough.
only thing we're talking about is sick time and vacation pay. That's the only two things that are.
They still have to have that probationary period, correct?
No, the probationary period is for us for whether we're going to keep them as firefighters. So the whole thing was when they start with their time. So then we have a 6-month probationary period that we can choose whether or not to keep.
But for our handbook, they have to complete the 90-day
That's
probationary.
why we had to write this, because
Yes.
So
there's,
this supersedes.
there's a real
this-
problem in, and I experienced this in my previous job. Police and fire had their own handbook, completely separate from the employee handbook, because everything we
I
do
know
is
that.
so much different. And because we don't have a difference, that's like I've talked to Kim several times, and she reversed back to the handbook and said, well, this is something outside the handbook. This is a different
Yeah.
process that we're doing to actually attract, because we're still gonna need to use this going forward.
Yep.
And
So
And it-
yes, to your question, it does supersede the,
Okay, gotcha.
was there any specific questions of actually the details of it, though?
No, I was just
Anybody
concerned
else-
about
anybody
longevity,
else?
I didn't
PTO.
read it, I haven't read it.
well, and you're fine, because we're still gonna have to adopt it, the language on.
Yeah,
Tuesday,
this is just a
right?
presentation, basically.
Yeah, this was the chance for him to, with us all here, to bring it up. Again, all the numbers and everything we've already approved, the language just was never formally created, so that's what we need to formally adopt.
So let me add this to the town
Tuesday
council?
agenda for final approval on the language.
Will do.
But ultimately, it's already in process.
And if you have any questions, reach out to me this week,
Yeah.
next week, just asking questions. If you're not sure about something you read in the language, feel free to reach out to me and we can talk through it. Or if there's explanation needed or anything like that.
Do we want to do this Tuesday, or do you wanna do it the following? Tuesday's gonna be pretty busy.
It doesn't, it's fine.
Is it
Doesn't
okay
matter.
if we do it in April? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're okay for the timing. This
Yeah.
is just getting everything straightened out so we can get everybody's, accrued time and everything fixed
Yeah,
going forward. But 2 weeks is fine.
okay,
I know you got a lot going on Tuesday.
yeah.
I would suggest when we approve this, we need to specify that it's gonna override the manual.
Yeah, that's just, because
If
it
we're gonna
created a
approve
whole
this,
bunch of
we should make that
confusion.
part of the motion,
Okay.
just for clarity.
Okay, I had a 4-7 agenda, got it.
Okay. Anything else? Awesome.
I'm gonna get you, Rhonda and the rest of, I will get you guys the details on the ambulance cost and all that too to go forward, because that's coming up sometime in May, so we can do that like at the next staff meeting.
When is that coming up?
May, I'm not sure the exact date, but it's May something.
So we need to decide, one, if we're gonna keep it, or we're gonna ditch it. So that's the first decision we need to make, and two, if we do keep it, do we self-fund and charge the fire department an interest rate of 17.2%? Or whatever the going rate is, minus a little bit. So we need to have those two discussions,
Okay.
and I don't even know what interest rates are.
4.5, it was for Terry's,
Okay.
street sweeper. 4.5 is what I'm
I
getting.
don't know if an ambulance is equivalent, or,
I mean, it's all capital.
To me, yeah.
so then maybe we discount it slightly or something.
That's good. So we're gonna pay for that and then,
Well, with it, we have two decisions. One is, are we gonna keep it?
right,
And then two, if we are gonna keep it, do we use some of our funds
oh,
that we have in place to pay for it and then let them pay the interest back to us?
like what, the jail bond?
Yeah,
Possibly.
something, yes.
Okay.
I mean, so we have several investments that aren't making 4%, correct?
True,
So instead of going out and paying somebody else, let us use that capital. And then if we get in a bind sometime in the future and we need that capital back, we can always go borrow money.
okay,
That would be my suggestion.
makes sense.
Makes total sense.
Any issue there, Chris?
But we're just paying ourselves back, right?
Just the interest rate, right?
Financing is whatever you guys decide to do.
Okay.
Well, it's coming, I mean, the payments come out of your ambulance fund.
Right,
I mean, whether you borrow it from a bank or if it was the town, we could.
it's cheaper if you borrow it from the town.
It absolutely makes an interest meet.
Does the vendor provide a payment plan financing?
What's that?
Does the vendor provide a financing plan?
Yes,
They offer several options.
yeah.
Yeah, we could look at that too.
Mayor.
I can get them to ask them the bond.
I'm just trying to figure,
Huh?
what
Bond bank.
an appropriate interest
It
rate.
is.
Based on what they,
Based on
what they're
Do you want me to
charging.
do that?
Finance it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it.
So like 4% is more than what we're doing right now.
And it's 450,000?
I gotta get them exact.
Certainly.
Let me know.
I'll send you
Vendor
the
would
exact
charge.
contracts.
Okay,
So you can see it.
So I think you had two payments stored, I don't remember the exact details. I think you have several payments though a payment, one payment a year, right, is
Yeah.
what you guys do?
Yeah, I think
But I-
currently there's like $38,000 budgeted in.
Right.
that account.
But I think you had a couple of those stored up for the, so I mean, I thought at one point you could almost buy the whole thing yourself.
We're not quite there.
No.
But we could put a little bit down on it. I think we may have 2 years, 1 year or 2 years worth of payments possibly.
Yeah,
We'd
okay.
have to figure that out.
Yeah, I got $390,000 in there. You're right.
Yeah, but they have to have
Don't-
an
yeah.
operating budget of that.
Yeah, you don't wanna spend it all, but-
Last year, or the beginning, the end of the year before, maybe. I can reach out to Lance too, but we got the numbers back here, I'll look through and find out exactly when we stopped paying the ambulance payments.
When I was there, the original idea was just to pay for the whole thing, but you also have to have an operating
Yeah.
budget that we have to.
That was the fear, was spend it down the entire budget, not have anything to operate Dave, that's what.
Right.
Follows to put a fair amount, a chunk of change, if you will, to get our payments down where we can at least keep them locked in where they are now today. Or what they were, excuse me, for the previous ambulance, around that $38,000 number. That was
Right.
originally the thought, but
Or even buy it down more so that if there, when there is a next one,
right,
you just buy it outright.
yeah.
Perfect.
All done with fire? Moving on to police. Chief Redner.
So mine was what we talked about at retreat a little bit, and that's the hiring process. When I thought we had two, Rhonda confirmed that we only have one new officer budgeted. So I'm back again to see if we can start the process.
For the one.
Yeah.
It's in the budget we approved.
Yes,
Yeah, and he got X-nayed on one last year, so.
yes.
Thoughts?
Yeah, you tried to get 2 out of me.
Just to be clear.
What's this do to your scheduling? I mean, how's it help?
To me, our thought is to put it on night shift, just because it's harder to fill those shifts if somebody takes off or sick or for whatever reason. So the next 2 hires that we get will go to the night shift. That would put 3 people on each of the squads, and like I said, if somebody takes off, then we still got a couple people out. And it's just going to slowly build us up. So if we do start spreading town-wise, and then it'll have manpower already in place.
So that would put you at 3 resources per shift around the clock.
That would put us at, so right now on night shift we have what, 2 shifts, I guess, an A and a B. Right now we got 2 on A, 2 on B. And on day shift we got 2 on A, 2 on B. And then with Doug Grishaw and myself working day shift, that usually gives you, the 2 12-hour shift people. And then if Doug and I are available, we'll go on calls with them if need be. So this new person would be the 11th officer, and just be starting to accumulate, going to a 3rd person on one squad. And then when we start hiring more, we'll just spread them to each squad.
Can you remind me, do you have a vehicle for this 11th person?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a vehicle for this 11th person already?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got our 2 new cars in last week, I think it was, so we'll have a car for them.
How long is the lead time on the replacement car gonna be?
I think these took about 7-8 weeks to get.
Okay. It'd be another Durango, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah, they're, I think right at 39,000 each. And when I priced the others, the Ford was about 6 or 7 more. Then you can start getting to the Tahoes and pickups, and there's even a little bit more.
Sure. Which we don't really have a need for it, so.
No,
um,
no, and we haven't had any issues out of our Durangos either. Not yet.
And when we did the Tahoes before, the resale value was expected to offset some of that extra cost.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the Durangos seem to be working, correct?
Yeah, we've had, to my knowledge, so what do we got? We got 6, and then we just got the 2 new ones in. But out of the 6, we've had one problem. It was an air conditioning issue. I don't know, something to do with the hose or something like that. Easy fix, and obviously under warranty. But other than that, we haven't had any issues with them.
Right. So you are good to go ahead and get that car on order?
Okay, thank you.
And I think, we talked about it last year about the resource. I think it makes sense.
I agree.
It's budgeted and
I mean, honestly, it was gonna happen last year, it had things not changed financially with some of the decisions we had to make, so I'm good with it.
I'm good with it.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Dennis?
Me too.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
All right. Water, wastewater. This is the letter.
So the county has asked us to give a letter of support. CJ provided this letter. It's for running utilities to the boundary of the utility district. In case we in the future would want to tie into theirs or vice versa. Just gives flexibility. So I'm assuming there's a bond out there or something. I don't have any other details. But they're asking for the president to sign that. I would say though that we need to revise that letter if we are in agreement that it sounds like a good idea for them to run it out so that we can be partners potentially in the future. It gives us flexibility, but this is by no means that we need to make sure the letter is by no means indicating that we are going to hook to theirs or that we're going to offer services
Correct.
at this time.
Correct. Yeah, if you guys are good with it, I'll actually call Mark on Monday
Yeah.
to have a discussion. Because I do want to understand what their goal of this is. So, there's a little confusion on who the conversation was had with.
So I had the conversation with Mark, that's why I called you.
Yeah, no.
I had the conversation with Mark, somebody from Jackson Township said, hey, this was discussed in a meeting. And then actually, Christine Altman reached out and talked to Frank about it as well. Just in passing, they happened to be in the same room together, so she mentioned something to him. So I'm fine with you reaching out and having that discussion with him.
Okay.
Get any additional information, then we can make a final decision. I'll see about making an update to the letter.
Yeah, and if we can get, I mean, that should be quick. So if we agree, we can put it on the agenda for Tuesday. Or we can wait till the first meeting in April.
Probably the first meeting in April.
Okay, that's fine.
Might
Alright.
be a good idea.
I will call Mark on Monday. Anything else regarding the letter?
Nope.
All right. Rhonda,
Got nothing.
any changes to the process for the agenda?
No. Rhonda, you're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Eric, I appreciate that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I had it all on my sheet, Rhonda.
Good help's hard to find, man. Thank you all.
Thank you. Project Coordinator, Mr. Strong.
Good evening again. So I did have a couple of things this evening, and one of those would be the trailhead project across the NRG property as part of the town purchasing that property, putting in a trail. So it appears that, and speaking with Superintendent Hunter and some of the conversations we've had, that the budget for that would be approximately $8,600. So we'd be looking for approval to go ahead and be able to have the ability to spend those dollars for what we need to put that trailhead in. We think it probably will come in a little bit less there, but, if we get some stone things donated or not.
And that is not the monument or bench, is that correct?
That would be everything.
Oh, that includes monument and bench,
Yeah.
bench and monument.
Yeah, so that would be for, stone, sign, lumber materials that we would need, and a bench.
Did you say where this is coming from? Is, would Jimmy's budget covered, or we gotta
No,
figure out?
No,
it's
we're not
out of
taking
that
it.
town council
Yeah,
budget.
otherwise the Parks Board would be approving it.
I think that's what we
Oh, right.
decided, right, that it
We
would come
did.
from our town
Yeah.
council.
Mhm.
But I knew we had not discussed with the council at this particular time a dollar amount, so I wanted to get that in front of the council so we could get approval to move forward with that, knowing that we'll have approximately 7 weeks to get that completed. by
We better get it done. So we just need a consensus on this.
Yep.
I think we already talked about it.
We
right?
have, we just didn't have a final dollar amount. Everybody was in.
And actually, I think since there's a dollar amount, you need a motion and a, but,
So we
I
need
think
to-
you have consensus to move forward, and if there's a bill, we'll approve it during the
perfect.
Okay.
bills.
I mean, bottom line, this is part of the agreement of the
It
sale,
is.
so we have to get it done.
Yes, sir. We have no choice. We have a 90-day window to get that completed, and we're about 7 weeks out on that.
Okay.
They did agree, I mean, I think we were gonna take the proposal to them, they agreed with the proposal.
They seen that yet, so.
Okay.
That is currently in the works, and Mr. Culp was assisting with that, and so we're waiting for him to get that back to us at this particular time. Then we will forward it back to Mrs. Sethi and have her look at that and get her input at that particular time.
Great. Good on that?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll keep that project moving forward then.
Awesome.
Thank you.
What else
So-
you have for us?
The second thing was, and I know we briefly touched upon this, but I just want to make sure we have a consensus at this particular time after speaking with Mr. Cole today, that the council is okay with the current property that we have, that the farmers are going to farm, that he can put an agreement together for them to rent those pieces of property for farming. So just looking again for a consensus on that.
Does everybody know what he's talking about?
Yes.
I'm good with it.
Sure, I'm good.
Thank you. And then I think the only last thing that I'll just put out here, so currently the planning commission is starting to work through the ordinance processes to, and looking at the comprehensive plan, and going through and updating ordinances at this particular time. So in the near future, we'll need to probably engage an outside consulting firm to help with those. And so to have that on the radar, the last time we went through this process, I looked back and the firm we used at that particular time was $38,000. So I'm gonna guess we'll be looking in that range someplace between $38,000 and $50,000. So I wanted to mention that to the council. that-
What year was that? Like 15, wasn't it? 16?
It was 50.
It's dated 15.
Dated 15. Okay, so we're probably looking at 50.
No, I think we'll look probably like at 70.
Oh, you think it'll be that?
I mean, it's a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if it doubled.
So we'll do, an RFQ and everything else, but just wanted to go ahead and let you know that we'll be putting that timeline together to reach out to consulting firms and look for a proposal and a quote and some of those things, but also we'll need to know that funds are available, that we can eventually, probably over the next, 4 to 5 months, have a firm on board to help us through the process.
Will these be the same firms that pretty much bid for the comprehensive plan? Or will they be different firms?
We'll be looking at a few firms.
Okay. I didn't know if it was the same type of firm that did that work.
Well, there is some that, so sometimes there's engineering firms that will build on it, and will reach out to at least 1 or 2 engineering firms, but there is firms that strictly do ordinances and uses and things like that. So we'll put it out to probably 2 of each,
Okay.
and then we'll see who gives us quotes back, and that, are doing the project that we want them to do, and go from there.
All right, sounds good.
The other thing on my mind is, Main and Jackson,
Yes, sir.
and are we moving in a direction there with some ideas, or?
So we are moving in a direction, and I did go ahead and pass out to everyone what we did back in 2019, and
Have I seen it? I haven't.
so I knew you already had it. So it's currently that I have, Terry and I met with, Mr. Creeper and I met with, Mr. Bryant, and, talked to him about safety concerns and some of those things in the area. So he is reaching out to their transportation department within their firm, which will reach out and look at other ideas that other firms have used and try to come back with the best approach on that, and I'll get with him to try to find out exactly when that timeline will be. But in the conversation that we had with Mr. Bryant, if he's moving forward with the project for the community crossing matching grant, he feels we probably need to get to work on that right away, and if he's the firm we want to use to do a task order, because it'll be the timeline of having to start the application July 1st, unless something's changed in our research at it. The last time it was July 1st, and it needed to be completed by the end of July, that we will need to get on that project and start getting the engineering and everything going on that project.
Sounds good.
So he'll bring us a task order,
Yes, sir.
and then, we did discuss, looking at other opportunities. So I guess we need to make a decision if we're okay with moving forward with them. Time is kind of hindering looking at other options at think Dan did reach out to a few people to see if there were any ideas. But
And that's another reason, yes. And, you know, you do get some ideas, but firms sometimes are not wanting to share a lot of ideas if don't feel they're going to get the business or something like that, or they're going to get the project. But with that being said, that's one of the reasons we went back and spoke to Mr. Bryant and shared the concerns from a safety standpoint, and that's when he said he would reach out and get some additional information on what he's seen in other communities or his firm's seen in other communities to try to help that. And if, you know, if the council wants to move forward with United Consulting, and I will let Mr. Bryant know that, and then he can put a task order together.
okay,
But I just wanted to verify that is the firm we're going to move forward with this because of the timelines.
sure. I think you guys just think about it. That section of road is deteriorating pretty bad.
Yeah, it is.
And Mr. Dan, Mr. Strong, you said you expect, that'll be like a July application period for the next round of community crossings.
That is correct. The last information that I had, and I need to re-verify that, something might have changed because they did change the wheel tax that probably all of you saw that, you know, previously you could have a county wheel tax, you could have a municipal wheel tax, but they felt that was double taxation. So now it's either or, and I talked to Mr. Culp about that today to clarify that if the town could still do one, or if the county had one, and then the residents could pay the one they wanted to do, or if the county had one, we strictly had to go with the county. So looking for some clarification on that particular piece of it. But the last information I knew, we would have to apply in the month of July this year for the 2027 round.
But so bottom line, just to be clear, we still have to take on one in order for our grant eligibility.
That appears to be the case. We are further researching that, yes. But still, some of that legislation, as you well know, is still being sorted out, as well as, you know, House Bill 1001 and some of those things. So more to come on that, but it appears that's the case currently, that it would be one or the other. You just can't be dealt with it, if you will.
Right. And we can still just we can go 100% minimum level, as we discussed before, just to maintain our eligibility.
I'm not aware of that has changed at all.
Okay.
So if the council is okay, I'll speak to Mr. Culp or Mr. Bryant and have him start putting something together then.
Good.
And there was discussion on, do we want to go somewhere else? I think timing is,
I think at this
Timing is-
point, timing is, yeah.
if that's the project we want to do for potentially for 27.
Well, on that front, I've been bringing it up for 3 years. We have to do something in Morris West. I mean, it's not been touched since I've lived in Cicerone. I've been here 10 years, and Morris Landing's been done 1.5 times since then. So it's getting bad back there.
Well, I think it depends on where traffic is. I mean,
It
I
does.
understand, but we have those roads identified through Terry's worksheet that he
We do.
handed out.
And it's up there, but part of the problem is when Tamarack was built, a lot of the traffic was running through there when the roads were closed, and it further deteriorated it. So, yeah, I just want it on the radar.
Sure, no, certainly understood, and I think, you know, one of the reasons for this particular project to try to get it through this round would be just completing the whole East Jackson, because, you know, doing East Jackson now, that we'll just have that one little section of road before we get to the causeway that won't be complete, and as you've all seen, that is rapidly deteriorating, but as soon as hot patch is available, and it looks like that'll be shortly after April the 1st, they have done cold patch, but
Yeah.
we know that won't hold up, but the plan will be that Mr. Cooper and his team will get down there and put hot patch in and make that better, so.
Yeah, I definitely noticed it, but, okay. And, I mean, potentially, we could end up seeing a second round of CCMG at some point again, too, so.
We could,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I'm good. You guys good with that?
Anything else, Mr. Sherrill?
No, sir, that's all I have.
All right, thank you very much, Darrell.
No, thank you all.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Nothing under parks. Anybody have anything else?
Make a motion to
Adjourn?
adjourn. Thank you.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Holy cow.